decide the freshman in SAC, when you decide to go to the ATM or something?
I decided a week before, like a week before we were done with
Why
our.
did you apply?
Why did I apply to A&M?
Why did you decide to apply a week before?
Oh, to apply? Oh, I applied
Apply.
before that, but I decided to go to A&M like a week before our theaters were due. But no, I decided to apply because I mean I knew it's one of the largest schools in the nation, so that means they have money, and I knew they'd have good facilities. So I mean, why not? You know.
It's something historically that's known, right? I mean, just because it's in the middle of nowhere, how are you going to get students to go? Well, Sean already addressed that to some degree, but they get great teachers because it's not a great economy. So some of these professors that they're pulling in are way qualified, but can't get work elsewhere. So you're going to, and it's certainly not a second-tier institution, but there are limitations for faculty as well as students who wants to live in College Station. So you get that, and the main reason, as Sean already alluded to with that design build studios, that they also have great toys. You know, so if they put the toys in, they can get that. The technology is there. Did you hear about that print lab? You know, so the toys are there, and it becomes very attractive, and they get very good faculty because of the economy. You put those two together with some ambitious students, and you can write your own curriculum in some ways. And Sean talked about that. You know, because if you're not from the main track, that draws a lot of the students more systematically through. If you are flexible, you have your own interests already established, then you can take full advantage of a program like A&M, Pumpkin-based.
Really? Where are you going to go now? Oh, UCLA. I mean, you have these options, and it's incredible. So.
Where are you thinking of going?
I want to go to RISD.
You already know.
I want to go to RISD.
Do you know what RISD is?
No.
Rhode Island School of Design. It's a very little, wonderful school in Rhode Island, and they still value some of the process they do there is more creative. It's geared more towards artists and creative people like that versus at A&M, which were very intellectual, structured thought. So, and plus, I want to get back to kind of a smaller class at A&M. You know, you have classes of 300 kids, not in architecture, but you know, some of your other classes. Well, at Rhode Island, it's nice and small. It's creative. I can take a train to New York. It's that's where I want to go.
Do you have any contacts from A&M there?
I have some good recommendations from A&M. So.
Great. So you learned a lot. Any other questions?
Actually, yeah, one more.
Oh.
Is there a lockup like there is here when if you don't get into design 3, you have to wait a year? Or is it always available?
See, okay, I'm glad you asked that. I was really, really lucky. Because I have my portfolio, I got to start as a junior. Well, as a sophomore at A&M, you have to turn in your portfolios, and they decide if you're capable or not of doing upper level studios. I never had to go through that process. And
It's a big deal.
it's a big deal. I'm talking at least, I'd say probably 20 kids a year don't get into upper studio. It's very competitive, it's very intense, and you know, these poor sophomores have probably one of the worst semesters of their life trying to prepare for this. So I was very lucky coming out of SAC. I didn't have to do it. My counselor just goes, you know what, we're just accepting it all. You don't have to worry about it. So that was that.
Ginger, any question?
Oh yeah. You said at Texas A&M they're really pragmatic and they focus on structures and systems. Do they ever allow you to be more creative than?
Well, that's why I showed you those pictures of the restaurant we redesigned.
And they don't really.
That's the spectrum we have. You can go from the most conservative architecture you want all the way to the most contemporary things that are happening in our field.
I did a full-scale installation with my freshmen when I was there. I mean, I did everything that I've ever taught anywhere when I was there, and didn't get any resistance. I got all the permission. So they you know, but it's not the main track. There's a main track, and then there's the other stuff.
And they completely encourage you to be as creative and as intensely as you want. But if you want to be conservative, you can, and you have that choice. So.
And also with the facilities, you said they have excellent facilities. Do they also have like a woodworking shop, a metal shop?
Oh, you should see the wood shop. It's incredible.
Really?
They built a sailboat last semester there, a full-scale sailboat longer than this room. in that wood shop. I mean,
Yeah, if toys are your passion, visit A&M, as Sean did before you go. Everyone, please, let's thank Sean for this.